Hey everybody, it's Jason Blah here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness world. And today we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about a celebrity, a real celebrity, not an internet celebrity. Jason Momoa, because some stuff came through my feed and I saw a coach friend of mine shared this and it created a discussion on social media of Jason Momoa. Some recent photos that came up and a lot of people are saying, oh, he doesn't look like he did in Aquaman. Look at his belly. He's so out of shape. And it's like literally the most ridiculous stuff you've ever seen. Because the reality is when you look at him, he is in fantastic shape. And I don't mean that he looks photo shoot ready, because you guys need to remember, most of these guys who go to a certain body fat and do stuff to make their body compensate for a photo shoot, a lot of these models isn't healthy. They're not even fit at the time they do it. Like they're completely out of shape, even though they're called in shape because they have no conditioning or anything else. They've actually kind of hurt their body to get that Photoshop look without the Photoshop, right? There's a lot of hardships they put their body through to get there. And when you really look at what Jason looks like there and step back and assess the fact that he's 39, and I'm going to get to that in a minute because I'm in my 40s as a strength athlete. When you think about the fact that he is 39 years old, you go to the beach and look at the average guy in his late 30s. Are you guys serious? Are people serious? Hell, look at the average guy in their 20s compared to how he looks there. Are you telling me he doesn't obviously look like he lifts? When you look at that photo, you can tell that he lifts. Does he look juiced up? No. Does he look like he's dieted down, ultra lean? No. But when you see him, the average person look at him right there who has any common sense and say, that's a guy who lifts. That guy's in shape. That guy's at a healthy, reasonable, athletic body fat. Right? I mean, and this is the ridiculous part of the way that we've gone as a society when obesity has become so prevalent, to actually see someone like Momoa, who is known for his physique at Hollywood, right? His physique has gotten him a lot of his roles. I mean, he's gone way back all the way to some early sci-fi stuff, all the way to Game of Thrones season 1, then Aquaman and everything else, and a lot of stuff in between. I mean, he's been... What was the name of that TV show he was originally in? I forgot the name of the show, but you guys know what show I'm talking about. He was a long-term character in a sci-fi TV show before Game of Thrones. So, I mean, he's generally known for his physique. That's a big part of his role. And the fact is, this is a guy who obviously has many, many, many years of training under his belt. Now, you could look at him there, just because he's not sliced and diced up, he's probably 15-16% body fat. That is in the peak health range, right? What's usually peak health and athleticism? About 10-15% for men. What is considered to be ideal health for men in their 30s or 40s by medical doctors? I don't mean the average person. The average person is above this. Anywhere between 10 up to about 20%. All right, that is your healthy range for body fat for men. For men who are just generally healthy. All right, so he's clearly in the middle of the healthy body fat range. He's mid-teens. He's in that 15-16% body fat range there. Clearly lifts. You can tell looking at the guy that he lifts weights. And you can tell by looking at the guy he has quite a few years of weightlifting under his belt. All right, you're not looking at him saying, oh, that's a guy who just started the gym. You can clearly see that he is in shape. You can clearly see that he lifts. And the ironic part is that if a lot of the women who are commenting, and I'm not going to tell people to go look at their profiles, but if you did look at their profiles, a lot of them are out of shape. Like, these are women who literally themselves are not anywhere near the top of the food chain, and they're really going to go criticize his physique and call him out of shape when he is probably in better shape and has a better physique at that point than probably any man any of them have ever dated or slept with in their entire life. And that's the ironic part. And here's the thing that we need to come over to. People need to remember, they got to have realistic standards with this stuff. I mean, if we're at the point to where people are going to criticize someone like Jason, who is known for his physique and is still in good shape there. You know, he's gone through a little bit of stuff, so he's probably detrained a little bit. We know that he has. And he's let his body fat drift up a small amount, but he is still very much in the healthy, ideal health range. He's still in the ideal health range. And he's doing that at 39 years old. People to let that sink in. A lot of younger people who haven't been in the iron game a long time, they have no clue. It's like I get a hard time sometimes for stuff, and I think some of the kids out there forget I'm a dude in my 40s. And you guys better look at the weights that I lift and throw around, injury free. All right, it is hard as you get older. And I'm not using that as an excuse for anything. I'm stating that as an absolute reality. Your training programming has to change. Paying attention to your connective tissue has to change. Losing body fat whenever you need to trim down a little bit is a harder process as you get older because you don't recover the same. You don't recover the same. And when you go into a calorie deficit, your recovery, and that means that's going to limit the amount that you can train, becomes more difficult. Your body produces less anabolic hormones. You have to have everything dialed in a little bit tighter in terms of your training, right? Your training has to be more on point with every decade of age that you get. Training in your 30s, all you guys in your 30s know what I'm talking about already, right? He's now 39. And I'm saying this as a guy who's already been there. I mean, I'm 42. I'm going to be 43 this year. And I'm still a very serious lifter. The game changes, guys. It really does. Things like paying attention to your tendons, your connective tissue, looking at inflammation, understanding maximum recoverable volume, the way your body even absorbs the amounts of protein and quality of protein that you eat impacts these things more and more the older you get. And you have to really, really pay attention to stuff. And the fact of the matter is, him even looking the way that he is right now after recently having gone through some stuff, to even look as impressive as he does there as a 39-year-old man puts him so far above the general population that it's ridiculous. I mean, we be realistic here. In terms of body composition and muscular development, you look at him walking around the beach there. At 39 years old, he is easily in the top 1% of physiques in the late 30s as far as men goes. Easily top 1% walking around. Now, is that compared to physique competitors or models? No, maybe not. But compared to the general population, yeah, compared to the average guy who goes to the gym in that age bracket, he's miles above them there. And so when people want to stand in and chime in and criticize people who actually are doing really well because they don't always maintain their peak movie form year-round, you have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. These are probably the same sort of people that see some of these fitness models and think that when they come off the juice that they still look like that, right? These so-called natural fitness models who diet down and use a bunch of gear for their photo shoot and filters and Photoshop and everything else, they probably think they really look like that. They really think that 3 months into them being clean that they probably look anything like that. I can tell you right now, a lot of these guys who you think of as your favorite fitness models who are drug-free, 3 months between photo shoots, they look like Jason does there. That's what they look like. And these are people who make their livings purely off their physiques. So there's a certain point where you got to look at people and say, you guys just have ridiculously unrealistic standards. He very clearly lifts. He very clearly is in shape, and he very clearly is athletic in that photo. He is way above the average person walking down the street right there. And anyone who says otherwise is absolutely ludicrous. They're delusional. They probably have a body image disorder themselves, or they've been brainwashed by the online fitness community, right? That's basically what's happening there, because the guy actually, you can tell that he's in shape even then in that photo. He's absolutely in shape. And here's the thing I would say to a lot of even guys who might look at that who train and they say anything negative. I promise you that right now, if he were to go out and try, he would pull 100 times as many hot girls as you would. Now, granted, it's because of his celebrity status, but, you're going to hate on a guy for his looks, kind of in his off time between movies, who's just gone through some stuff physically. You're going to hate on the guy who's most of the time probably still looks better than you. I mean, come on. Be realistic about it, guys. You guys got to be realistic about this stuff. I think he's doing fine, and I think people are shaming him unnecessarily. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.